You are understanding that you are source energy, focused here in these physical bodies on the leading edge of thought. Can you feel the fun and power and importance of your focus? Really good word, focus, because it's what creating is about. Your point of focus. Your point of attention, which is your point of focus, is your point of attraction. Attraction-based universe. No assertion. So you come forth with your personality, with your ability to see and perceive, and you look around. And through your comparative experience, you conclude personal preference, personal selfish, which is the only perspective you have, is through the eyes of self. So as you perceive from where you stand, you naturally begin to prefer. And each preference, large or small, no matter what it's about, is heard clearly, understood, and answered instantly. So as you are perceiving and preferring and sending, whether you know it or not, a vibrational signal that speaks the clarity of your preference, Source receives your signal and responds to it perfectly, and then your work is to let it in. So how could I be in my physical body and be perceiving my experience, and from knowing what I don't want and concluding what I do want, or knowing what I do want and therefore concluding what I don't want, how is it that I could want something and not be a vibrational match to it? And we say, because you've been trained to be such good observers, and you've been trained to be so objective. You weigh the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses. You're looking here and there and everywhere, wanting to be objective and wanting to be fair and truthful. And sometimes, without realizing it, in your observation of what is, you begin to develop vibrational patterns about what is, even though you would prefer what is to change. What is cannot change if you continue to offer the same vibration. You have to change the vibration that you're offering, which means you have to observe differently, you have to remember differently, you have to anticipate differently, you have to expect differently. You cannot do the same old thinking and expect the same old things and have anything change. Everything comes to you in response to your vibration. So we think it is helpful to help you to understand that you have two primary aspects going on in your vibrational point of attraction at all times. One is what you want, and the other is what you think about what you want. Some would say one is what your desire is, and some is what your beliefs are. But we would like to say whatever you're thinking about is causing a vibrational frequency, and law of attraction is matching that frequency. And you understand frequencies. You know that you cannot set your radio tuner to 98.6 and expect to hear what is being broadcast on 101. You know that the transmitter and the receiver have to line up. And this is the easiest way that we can say to you that the transmission called your desire and the transmission called your belief have to line up if you are to consistently receive those things that you desire. Some would say, well, I'm not getting what I want. And we would say, but you are getting what you believe. But we would like to change those words, believe, just a little bit, to something maybe a little less confining. We would like to say, just call it all thought. And then we would like to remind you that you have a guidance system within you that is letting you know in every moment what the vibrational content of your thought is. Let's say you're looking around, and from what you're living and observing in your own experience, you conclude right out, in other words, you know it, you could tell it to anyone, I want more money, or I want my physical body to feel better, or I want an improvement in this relationship, or I want a better job, I want more money from the job, or I want more satisfaction in my work. So as you make these statements of desire, the thing that we would be asking you is, but how do you really feel about this? And you would say, well, I really don't feel very good. I'm sick. Or I really don't feel very good. I don't have enough money. That's why I want something different. And we say, but you can't get something different if you are continually beating the drum of what is. Because whatever you are looking at, you are keeping active in your vibration. And so the part of you that's looking at what is, if it's something that you don't want, is holding that thing you don't want in your experience. The part of you that's looking at what is, if it's something you do want, is the part of you that's holding that thing that you do want in your experience. In other words, whatever you are giving your attention to is active in your vibration. And if it's active in your vibration, it's part of your attraction. And here's the best part. Well, they're all good parts, but here's the part that we've come to really remind you about. The way you feel is your indicator of how you're doing. As we're moving forward here today, we'll help you to understand how you can, more and more in every day, not only be aware of what you've got active, but what to do about it if it's something that is activated that is not in keeping with what you are wanting. Your future experience is being created now, but we don't want you to get too focused upon what you are creating in the future, because the tendency when you are thinking about future experience is to not tend to your vibration now. And if you're not tending to your vibration now, not only are you not improving your future experience, but you are in this moment holding yourself apart from all that you are wanting. In this time-space reality in which you are focused, we know that you have this sense of this buffer of time. You don't experience what you would call instant manifestation. And that's a good thing, because it gives you an opportunity to align your thoughts in the way that you really mean to. But as you are accustomed to this time-space reality where things do not necessarily manifest instantly in your experience, it also puts you in a place, many of you, where because you know that this negative thought, which is activating a vibration, which is for right now disallowing the clarity and the well-being that you're wanting, if a tooth would fall out in that moment or a brick would fall on your head, you might say, oh, I think I'll tend to my thoughts now a little more diligently. But because there is no big manifestation, not initially, then many of you are sort of comfortable in being sloppy about your thinking because the guidance system comes in the form of emotion. And sometimes you come to feel sort of at one with the emotions that you've been feeling. Being a little ornery starts to feel normal, or being a little angry starts to feel normal. And so you miss the guidance that is letting you know what is active in your vibration. Recently we had a conversation with someone who was concerned about her unconscious thoughts. And we said, don't worry about them. And she said, but I worry that I have unconscious thoughts that are keeping me from what I want. And we say, that could not be. And the reason that she thinks that it is, or that it could be, is because she knows that there are many things that she wants that are not manifesting. And so she is assuming that she has unconscious thoughts, subconscious thoughts, that are sabotaging her desire. But then we went on to explain to her that if there is something in your vibration that is preventing you from receiving or allowing something that you've asked for, negative emotion is always present to let you know it. In other words, there is always the indicator of that. And if you're not feeling any negative emotion, then it's not active. So hear what we're saying. If it's so unconscious that you're not feeling around it, then it's not a big player in your vibration. We said to her, that's not what's keeping you from what you want. It's beating the drum of what is that's keeping you from what you want. People do it quite often. They'll say, I want more money, but I don't have enough. And then they go on to explain how long they have not had enough, and how uncomfortable it has been not to have enough, and how many other people like them also don't have enough, and how their mother also did not have enough, and how they are tired of not having enough, and how their family has never had enough, and how painful it is not to have enough. And we say, you cannot continue to beat the drum of there not being enough of something that you want without making that the most active part of your vibration. So even though you occasionally or even frequently make your statement of desire of having more, if you are making your statement of desire of wanting more from this place of feeling that you don't have enough, more cannot come. Not because you don't deserve it, not because you don't want it, not because Source hasn't heard it, not because Source hasn't answered it, but because you're beating the drum that is holding you in a vibration that is disallowing the alignment of signal that is necessary for the receiving of that which you want. So, we call this gathering the art of allowing. And what it really means is the art of allowing the energy of my Source to flow through me. People misunderstand that. Sometimes they think that the art of allowing means just getting really good at not reacting negatively to negative conditions. See them, hate them, and just bubble inside about them. Don't do anything about it. Don't join any protest groups, or don't do anything about it. Don't speak about it. Don't stand up for yourself. Just take it. And we say that's more what tolerating is. Allowing is tuning yourself to things that feel good while you're tuning. Allowing is wanting so much to feel good because you want so much to be in sync with the source that is you, that you look for thoughts, whether you are perusing the past in your memory, or the present in your observing, or the future in your expectation or visualization. As you are looking for that which feels good when you find it, you are practicing the art of allowing. And the more you do that, the more you vibrate there. The more you vibrate there, the easier it is. Because law of attraction is always helping you out. So when we talk about the art of allowing, we're really talking about the path of least resistance. Path of least resistance is a less positive way of saying it, but it really means the same thing. It's sort of like getting in the stream and going with the flow. And the stream is a stream of well-being. That's the first and most important premise that we want you to acknowledge. The stream is a stream of well-being, utter well-being. And so it is your legacy, it is your expectation. You knew when you came into these physical bodies that you would thrive. And you knew you would have a guidance system that would let you know whether you were on your path of thriving or not. So the art of allowing is choosing the thought that causes me to offer a vibration that has no resistance and therefore does not disallow the source that is me. Imagine that you meet a friend. And this is a friend that you trust very much. And the friend says to you, I want to take you on a very wonderful journey. And you say, where are we going? And your friend says, well, you probably aren't going to recognize much of it, but I promise you, it's going to be delightful. It's going to be really fun. It will be fulfilling in ways that I cannot describe easily. And you say, well, it sounds good. Will you be going with me? And your friend says, I will, but I will not really be available to you to see necessarily. And you say, well, that makes me feel insecure. You're taking me to a place that I'm unaware of, and you're not going to be there. How will I know if I'm making the best of it? And your friend says, well, there will be a ringing of a bell. Listen to this ringing of this bell. And you say, I hear that. That's a lovely bell. And your friend says, just listen for the ringing of this bell, and always follow the ringing of this bell. And as you follow the ringing of this bell, your path will unfold. It will surprise and delight you. It will always feel good. You will thrive in all ways. It will be the adventure of all adventures. It will be a glorious time. And you say, sounds good, let me at it. And off you go. And you can hear the ringing of the bell. Oh, this glorious bell. It makes your heart sing just to hear it. And sure enough, as you follow the ringing of the bell, wonderful things are happening to you. People are kind to you. People are nice to you. People are deliberate around you. Your world is unfolding perfectly. Your body feels wonderful. You see things that are so amazing. You're so happy you've taken this trip. And then you hear some clamoring over there that gets your attention, and you turn your attention to it. And while you turn your attention to it, you don't realize it, but you're no longer hearing the ringing of the bell. But there's something over there very loud that's gotten your attention. And so you give your attention to it, and as you give your attention to it, you notice you don't feel very good, and your path gets sort of dimmer and darker, and not nearly as lovely things are there. And then in time, you meet up with your friend again, and you say, I went and I didn't have a very good time. Why would I go forth into an environment that is so unpleasant? And your friend said, well, did you follow the ringing of the bell? And you say, well, for a while I did. And your friend said, well, how did things go when you were following the ringing of the bell? Well, things went pretty good then. Well, what happened? Well, I don't know. Something just sort of drowned it out. And then I couldn't hear it, and then I stopped listening for it. Is this ringing any bells with you? The emotions that you feel, that joy, that elation, that passion, that enthusiasm, that's that ringing bell. And as you are following the ringing of that bell, you are always in vibrational alignment with that which is your source.